They say when you lose everything, you find who you really are. But what if losing everything isn't the end? What if it's the beginning of something greater? This is the story of a man who fell to rock bottom, broken, defeated, forgotten, but found a reason to rise again, stronger than before. His name was Ravi. He wasn't a celebrity, not a millionaire, not even a man who dreamed big things. He was just ordinary. A simple guy who worked at a small printing shop, earned enough to live, and smiled through his days. His happiness came from little things: his morning tea, his wife's laughter, and his young daughter's school stories. Life wasn't perfect, but it was peaceful, until one day, everything changed. It started with a fire. A short circuit in the printing machine. Within minutes, the shop was in flames. Ravi tried to save what he could, the papers, the machines, the files, but in the chaos he tripped, and by the time help arrived, it was too late. The shop was gone. His job was gone, and worse, his leg was badly injured. Doctors said he might never walk properly again. Weeks turned into months. Ravi sat at home staring at the ceiling. Bills piled up, rent was due, and every passing day felt heavier than the last. His wife took up small sewing work to earn a little money, but Ravi, he couldn't bear watching her struggle while he sat helpless. He would often say, "I used to walk with dreams in my eyes, now I can't even stand without pain." His friends stopped visiting. The shop owner moved on. And slowly, even his laughter disappeared. One night, sitting alone by the window, he whispered, "Maybe life really ends when you stop believing in it." He didn't want to die, but he didn't want to live like this either. Half a man, half a life. Then something happened, something small, but powerful. His daughter, Mira, came to him with a drawing. It was messy, uneven, colored outside the lines. But in that drawing, she had made a picture of her father, standing tall, smiling, holding her hand. Ravi looked at it and said, "Beta, I can't even walk properly." She smiled and said, "Then learn again, Papa. I'll help you." Those words hit him harder than anything else that he realized. She still saw him as strong, even when he didn't. That night, Ravi made a promise to himself: "I will walk again. Not just for me, but for her." The next morning, he began, slowly, painfully. One step, then another. His body screamed in pain, but his heart, it whispered, "Keep going." Every stumble reminded him how weak he had become, but every tiny step reminded him how strong he could still be. He couldn't afford therapy, so he watched free YouTube videos. He tied ropes on his wall for support. He practiced balancing using an old wooden stick. Neighbors laughed. Some even said, "Why push yourself so hard? You'll only make it worse." But Ravi didn't listen, because for the first time in months, he had a goal again: to stand tall in front of his daughter. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months, and slowly, his body began to heal. The limp remained, but his spirit, it stood upright. One evening, while walking home from the local market, Ravi saw a small boy crying beside a broken bicycle. The boy said, "Uncle, my father will scold me, the chain is stuck." Ravi knelt down, slowly, painfully, and began fixing it. It took a few minutes, but soon, the chain clicked back into place. The boy smiled. "Thank you, Uncle. You fixed it so fast." Ravi smiled too, and for the first time in years, he felt useful again. That night, something clicked inside him. He may not be able to run a shop again, but he could fix things. He could help people. And that's how it began. He started repairing small machines, fans, and bikes in his neighborhood. At first, people paid little. Some didn't pay at all. But Ravi didn't mind. He was rebuilding more than just income. He was rebuilding himself. Soon, word spread. "Go to Ravi, he can fix anything." His small corner became a workshop again, not of fancy machines, but of second chances. One day, a customer said, "Bye, you should put a name board outside. What do you want to call your shop?" Ravi smiled and said softly, "New Steps Repair Works." Because every repair he made reminded him of the steps he had learned to take again. Months later, Ravi stood outside his little shop. His limp was still there, but his head was high. He watched his daughter playing nearby, and his wife laughing as she poured tea for customers. He had lost everything once. His job, his health, his hope, but life gave it all back, just in a different form. Ravi often tells people, sometimes, God breaks your legs only to teach you how to stand stronger. And maybe that's true. We all fall. We all lose things. People, money, dreams. But losing something doesn't mean you've lost yourself. You can rebuild, you can rise again, maybe slower than before, but stronger than ever. Because the ones who fall and still walk again, they don't just survive, they inspire. So, if you're going through a storm, remember Ravi. He didn't give up when everything was gone. He learned to walk again, one painful step at a time. And in those broken steps, he found a whole new way to live. This was the story of Ravi, the man who lost everything, but walked again with stronger steps.